I have today, on this very sacred, special Fargonauts episode, where we're going to do our seasonal Christmas film watch. And in the past, we've watched Santa with Muscles, Cricket on the Hearth. We watched Kiss Kiss Bang Bang one time. That's a Christmas movie, kind of.
Damn right.
So, right now...
Did we watch that at my old apartment where we played D&D?
Yes, sir.
Man, that was a time and a half ago, man.
It was. That was definitely a fun time because it was. Yeah, we watched that with a good crew, and it was a good watch. And unbeknownst to us, I think we watched it. And we're like, oh yeah, this is a Christmas movie. But I have put together 4 movies that I think. Maybe we haven't watched, or I know I've seen a few of these, but maybe you guys haven't. But they're on like the unconventional, or like, not bad movie, but like unconventional Christmas movies, kind of like a Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Mm-hmm.
And some are just outright like, yeah, this is a Christmas movie. But I'm gonna first get you guys to randomize numbers 1 through 4.
What do you mean?
So give me a sequence from 1 to 4 in your
3, 2, 1, 4.
Okay.
2, 1, 4, 3.
Oh.
Okay, now I have to do a little bit of rearranging now of what I had from 1, 2, 3, and 4. So from 3, 2, 1, 4.
I really enjoyed watching. Give me a moment to parse it out here. Evans, Hemsworth, Mendelsohn, Bratt. That was a very fun time. Chris, Ben.
Chris,
Ben. Wow.
That's the kind of humor you can count on here at Fargonauts. Crazy stuff.
So both of you have to come up with one number. Like, choose between 1 through 4.
78.
No, 1 through 4. You both have to agree on what number.
We have to agree?
Yep.
Oh, you're
okay, well, so let's say it on the count of 3, okay?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 2. I was gonna say 3, but I thought 3 would be too obvious. So 3.
We didn't agree. That's just a compliment.
You have to agree.
I wanted to say 3.
I'm gonna count to 3.
I wanted to say 3, but I thought at the count of 3 would dissuade you from saying 3, so I said 2.
No. We're going to do it again. We're going to count to 3, and after 3, we're each going to say our number, and it's going to be the same number. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 1.
3.
All right, take 3. This time, I really want to feel the numbers coming. No. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
2.
I just need you guys to agree on just a letter or a number.
There's how many permutations? There's like what, 16 permutations we can go to? Yeah. So on to number 13. No. Eric, you pick a number, and that will be the number that we have agreed upon.
3. I want to say 3 because you, like I said, you said 3, and I was going to say 3, but thought you wouldn't after I said on the count of 3.
See, I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, but he said on the count of 3. Is that going to mess up what we're doing? And I said, no.
Okay.
I said, no, you throw
We-
that
And I
out the window.
said yes. So 3 would be the number. We were right the whole time.
Okay, but we just eliminated the third choice.
We.
Okay, so now
Okay.
pick a number between 1 and 3.
Oh, God. Wait, we just eliminated 3.
Well, now we have 3 left, so obviously.
We have 3 integers, but it's between 1 and 4.
Okay, 1 and 4, but negating 3.
Who's counting to 3?
I'll do it.
Let's both count to 3.
Okay. 1,
1,
1,
2,
2, 3.
We can't even count to 3 together. 1.
1.
No, that was my answer. God damn it.
Oh, we both said 1, so take 1 out.
I'll take 1 out.
Okay, we have 2 and 4 now.
Yeah.
Choose a number between 2 or 4.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 2.
2.
We did it.
We did.
Boy,
When there was
You
only
guys,
2 options to choose from.
I think you'll like this choice too. We are watching tonight Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas.
What the fuck?
Oh, shit,
I literally think I have that on VHS. I'm not kidding.
If you aren't aware of this, this is a Jim Henson joint. Emmet Otter, so it has the typical Jim Henson, Frank Oz. I have never seen this, so
Me either. But I'm vaguely familiar with Emmet Otter. You see Bird? Oh yeah, now I do.
Is that Puppet Bird? Yeah, that's Puppet Bird.
Puppet Bird.
Oh, fuck yes.
Kermit.
That bird. Oh.
what the hell, Kermit?
Is that Jim Henson? I think it is. Oh yeah.
Wasn't he dead at this point?
I didn't damage the sign here. You'll notice that it points the way to Frogtown Hollow. That's where
Oh, maybe
his ma lived.
It sounds like him. Holy shit.
I can't get rid of like the screen and the screen bullshit.
I don't know how you do it on mobile, but you have to like get rid of it's like show non-video participants. You have to uncheck that and then go full screen. It's weird.
That was a bunch known as the Riverbottom Gang, and
Riverbottom Gang.
seeing more of them too.
Hmm.
Like Ma and Emmet, they're all
God damn it.
part of Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas.
So, is this in the Frogtown Hollow? Is that like part of the part of the swamp where Kermit usually lives? So this is part of the lore of like Kermit's swamp or whatever.
Yeah, this is like Kermit's town, like, or his where he lives normally,
Frogtown Hollow. Russell and Lillian Hoban.
where he sits on his log and plays his banjo. Yeah.
This is a lovely little miniature that we're looking at. I love this. Paul Williams, fuck yes!
Why? I don't want the screen and screen bullshit.
Eric, don't be upset about Paul Williams. You should celebrate Paul Williams. He was in an episode of Dexter. Not Dexter the serial killer. Dexter's
Shut up,
laboratory.
cunt.
That'd be hilarious if Paul Williams was in the Showtime show Dexter.
Here, I'll be back in a second.
She was known for her generous silhouette and
Candy ass? Her generous silhouette candy ass?
he wore. Once a pirate tried to steal it. It was rumored he was gonna use it for
I'm sorry, but so far, what the fuck does this have to do with Christmas? They're talking about pirates and candy asses.
Did you say candy asses?
They said candy asses. A diaper for a baby? Oh my god.
Diaper for a baby whale.
This really is some Steely Dan lyrics here.
Yep.
Maybe I should pass the hat. Pa used to say, if you pass the hat to fish, all you get is a wet hat.
Okay. Ma
It makes
Otter.
sense.
Except
Yeah.
we've got as much money as any of us this year.
Oh boy, look at these rapscallions.
They're jalopy.
Hey, what
Look at some of the derpy frogs in there. I love this. The one in the back.
What's
The one
he
in the
doing?
very back is like peeking around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, my back. Okay.
Music store over there, and Snake needs a new string for his guitar. Get off my shoulder.
Oh, jeez.
Guys, let's go in the store.
are you crazy?
What's that little nematode back there?
I know, he's just peeking around, dude.
It's too dry in there. Hey, you young rag scamp. You just messed up my fruit stand. Oh, so sorry.
That's Fozzie. So sorry.
Chuck Stoat, Fred Lizard, Howard Snake, Popeyed Catfish, and Stanley Weasel. I'm so charmed by this.
It's pretty great.
I really felt like this was going to be more like, I don't know, like something that I might just like laugh at and enjoy as it being silly or poorly made. But this being a Jim Henson production,
It's charming. It's always charming with Jim Henson.
yeah. Look at this squirrel. But I'm also charmed by technically how they're doing all of this. I can just imagine walking through some of these sets and how lavish they are.
Wendell, look at
Look at that little.
Well, like that looks like Bradshaw. Straight up looks like Bradshaw right there.
Oh yeah.
Wearing that beanie and coat, like
Be safe to use Pa's slide now?
Oh, I should think so. The ice must be solid by this time.
Slide.
Hey, wait
Oh
for
God,
me.
they're both gonna go.
First slide of the year. Whoopee!
jeez.
I forgot how
That little puppet throwing himself down a steep incline.
It's my turn.
Here she goes.
wow, isn't that great? Good enough for what?
Good enough to do again.
Good enough for a poke.
Hey, now my turn next.
Run, Emmett.
Watch it.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh shit!
Get up, boys! Get up, boys! Go, go, go!
Don't tell me to get up.
Hey, oh, get up and clap! Get up and clap!
Get up here. Come on. Time to have a hootenanny. Time to have a hoedown.
Well, there was Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas, and
Doug Drew.
it brought
Carol Spear.
Bradshaw to tears and sleeps.
to tears and smears of little dreams, little REM cycles.
So what do we think of the Emmet Otter's Jug-Band? Was it a good Christmas movie?
Christmas, I don't know. I feel like this could have been applied to almost any. Like it could have been an Easter, talent show that they were doing. It could have been Halloween. It could have been really any
Right.
holiday.
Yeah,
Right.
Definitely
Yes.
had a lot of spirit.
There was
Yeah.
spirit. There wasn't a lot of like Christmassy themes that happened.
Yeah.
There was just winter-y vibes.
It was.
Yeah.
So I mentioned this during our viewing of it, but this was kind of like a retelling or a retooling of the Spirit of the Magi, which.
The Gift of the Magi, right?
Yeah, Gift of the Magi, Spirit of the Magi. That sounds fucking metal as hell. Gift of the Magi is basically a story where like two people are wanting to celebrate Christmas together. One person wants to buy a hairbrush for the other. I forget what the other gift is, but like one person like cuts off all their hair to make a wig to afford a gift for somebody else, and the other person buys a hairbrush for that person. So they both end up buying gifts that the other can't use
They
or something
cancel
like that.
out, yeah. So like,
Yeah.
oh, I knew you'd like this. Well, I got you this, and like, oh, and that negated mine. And that negated mine.
But it's like, oh, we learned the lesson of Christmas. It's more about the thought of giving than anything, and we're together. But this was just fun. Like we both commented super early on, like this is enjoyable. Like I just feel good watching this.
It was really fun to see a Muppet kind of production that's not like we said, Dark Crystal or Labyrinth or any like typical Muppet.
A little more grounded.
Christmas Carol is one you think of a lot during Christmas time because that one is a banger. Like there's great songs, there's great performances, there's all the typical characters. This has like no characters that I remember other than Kermit. Emmett is a new character to me.
Yeah.
And all these other characters like the frogs and the toads, like all these kind of foresty, maybe swampy type of like what did they call this place? It was like Frog
Well, I
Frog Hollow, Waterville.
Yeah, Frog Town Hollow is where Kermit was heading, and then he crashed into the sign. But then I would guess that Waterville is this place where everything's on the river or like this. I think it's just a river. That's the body of water. But
So yeah, like otters definitely live on rivers, and this like snakes definitely or
Beavers.
beavers,
Catfish.
yep. So
Yeah, it feels like an expansion of like a realm that we never really get to explore, of like Kermit's swamp or that surrounding region.
yeah,
Like Kermit's got his swamp, but then maybe a river feeds off of the swamp, and that's where the otters and other things live. And
yep. I think that like if you keep expanding out further, like you get to where like Fozzie would live, or like where
yeah, I was just thinking a forest like where Fozzie lives, and maybe there's a farmhouse for Miss Piggy and Rolf and whatever Scooter is, or Animal.
yeah, Animal, Scooter, Beaker, Bunsen, they would probably live like in the city.
Now I'm just thinking about all of our expressions of Muppets expressing themselves.
Yeah.
Coming. That's so. Okay, me. Oh, Kirby. Woo.
Yeah, Chuck was an
cool
interesting
Chuck.
character. There was, I mean, it was wholesome. It was really, yeah, it was charming for the most part. Whenever you watch a Muppet video, you know you're going to expect quality and like quality performance and like animation or just puppeteering and these little gimmicks. Like we were looking at the ducks and the birds, like the puppet ducks, their heads were
That is
moving
so-
and stuff like that.
Just for those two birds to pass by the camera like that, that is a ton of work that has to go into that.
Yep, and they tried to make this area like lived in. That's why like in the foreground sometimes you would see like a squirrel pop up and it would just like look around, right?
Well, okay, now that I'm looking at it, these can't be marionettes because there's articulation that's happening in the nose separate from the mouth. Like it looks like there's definitely a hand inside of the head of these puppets that is manipulating how they're moving, but I don't know how they're doing it being on top of the water like this in a boat.
Yeah, that's I'd like to know their tricks, but that's kind of like a magician. They don't want to reveal kind of
Once you know like how it works, it loses a little bit of its magic.
Yep. There's Broadshow catching a boot.
Catching a boat.
And here's the
I'm gonna start referring to that when he's sleeping now. He's catching a boot. There's Dr. Bullfrog or whatever his name is.
Yep. And his restaurant that they kind of work at the end. So
I'm a well-to-do businessman.
this is bopping around.
This little puppet.
Yeah, that's just a pretty shot.
Man, yeah, like wonderful aesthetic, like visually wonderful. You pointed out the clothing that they're wearing. It's all like corduroy hats and pea coats and scarves.
Just the cozy vibe, and their
And then-
leather
and then we got-
shoes and
Shoes and boots.
goddamn boots.
And the Paul Williams compositions of all the music is like so fitting. It just is like a little bit country, a little bit folksy twang to it, and a lot of the resolutions of phrases are very much in his style.
Yeah, for sure. Iraq.
What? Talk about
Yeah.
that Jug-Band.
It was jogging, dude.
Full jug head, bro.
I was in a band.
Yes.
I played the jug.
When was this?
Whoa. So what when buttholes?
Fill a lot when buttholes. And what kind of songs did you play when you fill a lot in buttholes?
They're in the major of B flat minor.
Major B flat minor. Got it.
No, just in the scale of B flat minor.
Yeah, but it's a major chord in the scale of B flat minor.
That's what you think.
No, that's what you said.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no, that doesn't work because then I'm just counting to 4. 1, 2, 3, 1.
1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1,
Oh,
2, 3,
come-
2, 3, 2.
We're never gonna be able to agree on a single Emmet Otter Jug-Band.
I wanted to quick show you guys the Muppets "You Don't Want My Love" song. It's a really quirky
Hell yeah.
song that maybe you haven't seen, or maybe you have seen, but yeah, I just wanted to show my guys this, so I'm gonna.
I feel fairly confident that I have not seen it.
Oh, good. Once you see this image, you'll be like, "Oh my god, that looks just like them."
Oh, yeah.
It's
It do be looking.
It looks like Jim Henson and the other two dudes that do.
He's got the leather coat with the tassels on it.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
The way his face squishes up.
Then you laugh at me and make me cry, 'cause you don't want my love. You don't seem to care a thing about me. You'd rather live without me than to have my arms around you when the nights are cold and you're so all alone. Ging dong, get on, gong, ging, getting, green, and a redbird sings, I'll be blue, 'cause you don't want my love.
This is a good song. This is a good bluegrass song. Some vocal scatting here.
Yeah, I love it.
Once upon a time, you used to smile and wave to me and walk with me, but now you don't, 'cause you don't want my love.
You don't want my love.
Don't have time for me, 'cause you don't want my love.
What do you think, Eric? Do you think these puppets still exist?
Yeah.
Because there's Jim Henson, and who else are we gonna say that this is? Is there a Frank Oz in there?
Bing bong, bing bong.
Was this on the Muppet Show?
I have no idea. It's just one of my favorite songs they've ever
seems
done.
like it.
I just love that song because it's them as Muppets, and it's like their sensibilities and like their musical taste, I guess, is just like this weird bluegrassy, and like maybe they are into like Jug-Band type things because it seems so.
Maybe jugging.
Well, because
Maybe they are into
Kermit plays the
Jug-Band.
banjo, and like they
Yeah.
it's totally their sensibilities.
Into them folksy musics.
Yeah, and Jim Henson just playing into that like scatting as a folk singer, like ding a dong, ding dong, ding dong, ring dong, ding. I just find it so charming, and like I could listen to that song over and over again because I love how he squishes his face. You don't want my leg.
Right.
Oh my god!
It's just
I finally remembered where I remember hearing about Emmet Otter before.
Okay.
And that was on. There was an album released in. I don't know, but it was like an anniversary, a Muppets anniversary album, or like a Muppets, like a greatest hits or whatever. That was songs from all different like Henson productions. So it had like Muppets, it had Sesame Street, it had Fraggle Rock, it had. So I think it was a song from this, or from the Emmet Otter that was on there.
okay.
It just occurred to me like fucking 2 minutes ago. Also went, oh.
So, one interesting thing to me is that this Emmet Otter's Jug-Band Christmas first aired on CBC television.
CBC. Wow.
That's was that Fraggle Rock too? I think Fraggle Rock was on in Canada first too.
I probably wouldn't doubt it. It seems like a Canadian first kind of production. But this group here that just sang You Don't Want My Love is called The Country Trio, and it's a hillbilly band consisting of Muppet versions of Jim Henson, Frank Oz, and Jerry Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty obvious, but that's great. I didn't know they had their own name. They've made multiple appearances.
Oh, that's good.
Oh.
Because I do like this is one of their songs that I think they played on like the Dick Cavett show or something like that. Like those three were on the Dick Cavett show, and they brought out a lot of different Muppets, and I think there was one where they brought out Jim Henson, like his Henson puppet. I was like, yeah, that looks just like you, dude. Your eyes are kind of close together. You have shaggy hair.
So In 73, they sang Mama Don't Allow on the Dick Cavett Show. After the performance, Cavett interviewed Henson, Oz, and Nelson with their puppet characters, where the members of the trio addressed each other by name.
Yeah, and like I don't know if you noticed, but like their style of puppeteering, it adds another layer of humanity to the puppets or to the Muppets. Like, because if you see in the background, I'll mute it so you don't get distracted. But like, watch the bass player with like, he sometimes like looks down and he's like really concentrating. And like some people step in and they're doing their character, and then you keep looking at the guy in the bass, because I've noticed this too, because I've watched this a few times.
Yeah.
When he's back, he's looking up. He like looks up at his fingers on the frets and stuff like that, like on the strings, like where his hands should be placed, and so it's like
Frank
it's adding
Oz
more
is-
to that.
Yeah,
That's Frank Oz.
Frank Oz has always been, in my opinion, one of the most expressive puppeteers available here, because they're all doing wonderful stuff.
See, look at
Obviously,
him just staring up at his hand, making
the performance is mostly like vocal, but they're giving their all for the physical part of it, which is pretty minor. It's just strumming the hands and making the mouths move and head shake. But
well, yeah, because you could just like
everything.
move a mouth and bob up and down, but he's like moving the head to like make it make sense why he's like holding it so high up on the neck of the bass, and he's looking
They're
up
contracting the jaw to like smush up Jim Henson's face, or
to make it more expressive. Yeah.
yeah.
So there's just so many things in here that are just make me smile.
I
The
think
song and
that-
them and everything.
I think that is what helps lend that charm to the Emmet Otter Jug-Band Christmas, is like you had these specific puppeteers doing this performance where they really lean into the very little things that help sell the performance, help elevate it above just a puppet moving on in front of a camera.
Puppet.
Right.
Puppet.
I was reading some background stuff about it, about the Emmets. And it said it was one of the first Muppet productions to use radio control puppet effects.
Ooh, interesting.
So maybe
Yeah.
that was on the boat.
Then it says it also featured extensively platformed up sets, all created with great attention to detail. So
they could walk
Jim
underneath
Henson-
the set and not have to like
Yeah.
crawl or
Jim Henson explained Emmet Otter was the first time we had gotten into those kind of elaborate sets where we had floors in the interiors and we would take a wide angle shot, characters coming up through holes in the floor, or we'd cut into the set and remove the floor and have the characters moving through space in waist shots.
yeah, you can
That was
see
the most
that.
elaborate production we had gotten into at that point.
You can see that in here. You can see where they can kind of have little mats underneath the puppets, where they would probably cut out a little space for where Ma's like sitting on the ice.
Yeah, because he said Frog Prince had been platformed up, and the Muppet Show was always platformed up. But in Emmet Otter, we'd go right into a scene. We'd have the whole set in 3 dimensions, rigged so we could pop parts and come out through the openings, which is real time consuming.
Dang. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this for what it was. I mean, I'm glad we watched it for Christmas. It has some Christmas vibes and things like that. But yeah, would you guys recommend this as a normal Christmas watch, or just an anytime watch? Really,
I recommend it as an anytime watch.
I think so
But
too.
it's got winter vibes and stuff, so like, yeah, definitely at least seasonal. A seasonal watch.
It's got enough of the like Tiny Tim, where it's like, boy, we sure don't have much, but we're together, and that's what Christmas is about. Like
That-
vibes to it.
Yeah.
Where
That's true.
I would say, yeah, like mix it in for especially child centric viewing on Christmas.
Yeah.
But if you're
Just
somebody
say-
that enjoyed
Yeah.
or grew up with the Muppets at any point, I think that this could be easily mixed into Christmas and have a good time.
Oh yeah, and if you want to, like you said, if you're a Muppet boy or Muppet girl, you could, and you wanted an alternative to like Muppet
Christmas Carol, I assume you're
Christmas
saying?
Carol, plop that boy in
I remember
or add it to the repertoire.
I remember the first time. It was the first time that I had a conscious memory of watching the Muppet Christmas Carol we were celebrating Christmas down in North Carolina with my family there, and we were all staying at the house. We were going to be sleeping in a bunch of bunk beds and stuff, and we watched the Muppet Christmas Carol. And I just remember the Ghost of Christmas Future, I believe, is the one that's like all, Grim Reaper looking, scared the hell out of me. And I could not sleep Christmas Eve. I was just up, like clutching my blankets up to my chin, just being like, oh God, don't let that fucking Grim Reaper puppet come into my room.
Every iteration of the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come has been creepy. Like Scrooged with Bill Murray, that one was creepy. The Alistair Sim version, that is probably one of my favorite iterations of Christmas Carol, is creepy. The Muppet Christmas Carol one is always creepy. The Patrick Stewart one is super creepy.
Do you think that's just because the Ghost of Christmas Future deals with the death of Ebenezer Scrooge, and that's why it's creepy?
Well, it's always, I don't know if you guys read the Charles Dickens book at all, but I have the book, and I did read it one year, and it's always depicted as the shadow of things to come or something like that, and it's like it's a spirit that just shows its shadow, but it's always depicted as the Grim Reaper too.
Interesting.
Right.
If you would have told me that tonight we were watching the Emmet Otter Jug-Band Christmas special, that we would have this much to say about it, I would have told you that you were crazy.
Same. I mean, yeah, I'm glad this is how we kind of review and just discuss films and just content, because it leads us down interesting discussions.
This content specifically, this movie specifically, feels very appropriate for us in 2023. Like, I don't know why, but it just feels like it fits well for the year that we've had as Fargonauts.
Yeah, I think so.
These fucking puppets reading snowmobiles.
Right when you said that, I was like, yes.
I found that like Muppets Hits album that I was talking about, where I was like, I think that's where I heard of this. Right. And it had When the River Meets the Sea on it.
Uh-huh.
This album's dope too, but his favorite songs from Jim Henson's Muppets. It's got stuff from all of the Muppet stuff.
Moving right along.
Sesame Street, Muppets, Fraggle Rock, all the things. A quick little Dickens fun fact there.
Mm-hmm. Little Dickens.
So, Little Dickens. Little Jimmy Dickens as a country music star.
Little Jimmy Dickens, that's a country.
It's a country music star.
Right next to Uruguay.
The character Ebenezer Scrooge, one of the dudes he's based off of, is a ancestor of Carrie Elwes.
The fuck?
Whoa.
Yeah. His name is John Elwes.
Do you think a descendant or ancestor of Carrie Elwes was the basis for Quint? You ever seen a pirate? Oh God, what the fuck? Pirate? You ever seen a Dread Pirate Robert's eyes, Chiefy? Sitting behind a black mask, can't tell who he is because he's covered up his eyes and his nose. It's not like the rest of his face is visible. No possible way you could gain context for who a person is based on just the loss of their eyes and nose, Chiefy. Perfect. Much as I don this domino mask, you can't tell who I am.
This distinct voice, Chiefy.
Yeah, this voice don't change at all, Chiefy, but you don't know who I am.
It's inconceivable. Do you guys want to know the other movies that you missed out on?
Yeah.
No, honestly,
yeah.
No.
Okay. I was gonna say I wasn't just. I wanted you guys to choose it because I'll use these. You can message
Eric privately, but like
I'll use these for next time or other.
Yeah, I would like to continue to engage in this surprise. I don't know if our method of choosing was the most pertinent, but
I'll give you like maybe hints, but I won't give you name or titles of the movies, but I'll tell you some people who are in them. If you remember the movie Being There, do you remember with Chauncey Chance,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
The woman in that film, do you remember her name?
Nope.
Okay. She was in this movie that I chose. And then there's a movie with J.K. Simmons. And he was a small part. I'm naming like Christmassy movies that have these characters in them or have these actors in them. So the woman, her name is Shirley MacLaine. I can say that. Shirley MacLaine from Being There is in this movie. And then the other movie has J.K. Simmons in it. And then the next movie is a Christmas movie, and it has Keanu Reeves in it. So if you can derive any kind of Christmas movie, you can do maybe searches and find out what I'm talking about. But yeah, you missed out on those ones. All right, well, that's our episode. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back next Christmas for another rousing discussion of Christmas and of another film to watch that's kind of related to Christmas. The only one that's like straight up like Christmas was Santa with Muscles that we've watched.
As Eric said, Christmas adjacent is probably the best way to describe it.
This?
Anything that's not Santa with muscles. I mean, we're pretty much just Santa adjacent. Maybe we hit the mark like 1 out of 8 times. But
yeah, I'm trying to figure out if those were the ones that we watched. Like Cricket on the Hearth was like so not Christmas. It was just about a blind guy or a blind girl that pretended to be blind. But whatever.
Yeah, like
I mean,
I'm gonna go to this country, but yeah, it's so weird.
I don't know what that movie was, but yeah. We'll be back with more adjacent Christmas films in the future, in the Ghost of Christmas Futures.
Yeah, we'll be pointing shadowy fingers at you, the audience, until you leave a comment, like the video, or subscribe to the channel of Fargonauts. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Go watch our other Christmas-related content if you want to. Leave comments to maybe a video or a movie that you want us to review or discuss. It could be Christmas related. It could be Mother Teresa related. It could be anything. Just let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Merry Christmas.
Jingle jangle.